folks, how y'all doing today? It's me, Stately. This is City Skylines. Welcome to the fair town of Good Intentions, where today we're gonna do some more residential work. We're obviously also going to do a little more work on our new park and forestry area here, but I really want to try to hit that 58,000 sooner rather than later. And our residential demand is up again, so let's get to it. So I was looking around a little bit and I found a few spots that should be decent for adding some more residential. Particularly, we have some room here on the edge of Omnom Valley. I think we'll start there. So let's expand this outwards to, I don't know, here-ish. And raise it up a little bit because I said raise it up a little bit. Come on, guys. Why you gotta be like that? Raise it up a little bit like that. And I think we have a node here. Yeah, we'll raise that too. And then we'll run a road, and I think we're still gonna be okay with 2 lanes here. Run a road out to here, and that is absolutely not what I wanted. Not even a little bit. So, bulldozing we will go. What do we got here? We got kind of a steep little drop off here. So let's start by sorting that out. And we'll go straight line. Not a tunnel. Just want to go down. That's obviously too steep. But that seems, okay. Be fun to roller skate down at least, right? Alright, now we can do that. Yeah, that looks pretty okay. Looks kind of sort of pretty okay. It's still kind of overly steep here, but if we do something like that, we should be good. And then what we'll do is a little bit of terraforming here to give us a useful location. Something like that, and brush strength always goes way the hell down for this, otherwise it's just super destructive. So we'll smooth it out a little on the inside, and we'll do the same on the outside. Don't need to go crazy. And maybe we'll add a key or some kind of support wall to make it all look a little more credible. Now, one thing I've noticed, we're only getting little 2x2s here for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. It doesn't seem to be particularly related to the terrain, because I just kind of flattened it all out and still only getting 2x2s. I kind of wanted to put some high density stuff down, and we can still do that. Let's see. A couple of big high density buildings down here. And this area, again, it's a little iffy just size-wise, but we can absolutely work with this. And I'll tell you what, we'll put down some low-density commerce here, just for a little bit of variety. And maybe we'll have a few smaller high-density buildings here. See how this works out. And here, and here, and here. That's still kind of steep. And then this, why not? We'll put a big old high density house there as well. This is pretty well connected. It shouldn't drive a whole lot of extra traffic or require any new resources, but I think we might be a little short on parks around here. Oh yeah, we could definitely use some kind of park here. So let's give the nice people of this town a bouncy castle. Where though? Where does the bouncy castle go? We can put it on the edge here. Bouncy castles are corny. Let's do, what do we got here? A dog park. Sure, why not? Dog parks are nice. That seems flat enough. Should cheer people up a little bit. Okay. Water and sewage availability are still marginal, but not completely off yet. We've got some noise complaints here. I'm kind of wondering why. Is it just too much high density stuff next to each other, maybe? We'll keep an eye on that. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it just yet, but we will keep an eye on it. And what can we put down over here? Do we have some zonable areas here? We do. We'll do this and this. Normally not that big on, you know, just high density infill, but we've been struggling to get to 58,000 for what feels like a very long time now, and I figure now is a good time to try to finally get there. Let's see, we can expand this. Let's go straight for a bit. You don't need to do anything spectacularly special here. And then we'll put down a second intersection here. Although, tell you what, let's run this out here and then connect it that way. Just a little bit cleaner. And I think we'll take this area and give it a residential specialization. So let's create a small district here. We'll go down a little bit farther in case we decide to expand. That should work just fine. And we shall make this area, what do we call it? Green. Sustainable. Sustainable. 4 and 4 and 4. And on the inside here, I guess, I don't see why not. We can have some buildings on the inside as well. Noise might be a bit of an issue. I'm gonna leave that empty because it's a little too steep to be comfortable. How's the water situation here? Not quite, but close. There we go. And we are, in spite of all of this, actually losing residents. GG. GG, Stately. You know what they say about best laid plans, right? Okay, let's see. There's some areas here that I didn't zone because they're too steep, and I don't know if we need to make any major changes to that, but we could put down some small houses in some of these areas. Hell, we can even go with some of the tiny ones. They're not hideous. I do kind of like them. They just tend to not look well proportioned. You know, you'll have these big 3x3 or even 4x4 houses, and then you'll have these little 1x1s next to it, and it's just beyond all reasonable proportion. So I'm not a huge fan. These guys, let's see. There's no health clinics in this entire area. I think we need to do something about that. So let's grab standard medical clinic here, and we'll put it, that would have been perfect. We can put it there. It just about fits, but I'm thinking maybe here. And that'll do a good job of covering a lot of this area that doesn't have a clinic yet. We have one here, though, so it would make more sense to move this one up a little bit. Let's move this to someplace a little more central here. And that should work just fine. Easy enough to get to. If you're sick, you can take the subway and get there just fine. Okay, our residential demand is positive still, but not incredibly high. I don't much like the way this looks. I don't think we need to do anything about it, though. Let's wait until it's leveled up a little bit before we start getting too worried. And this is filling in just fine. So that's nice. Do we need a little extra parking here? Maybe. Yeah, I guess so, because that's pretty full, and, you know, not having parking, kind of an issue, especially since we don't really have any bus lines heading through here either. You might have noticed it. I haven't been putting in a whole lot of public transport. Particularly, I haven't been putting in a whole lot of buses lately. I've noticed that in a lot of cases, the bus lines barely seem to matter, because if they're not there, people will walk. And if they are there, people will stand at a bus stop until the cows come home. Like forever. They have no objection to waiting for a bus for like 100 million years if it means they don't have to walk 200 feet. Okay, we have a kind of a failed junction here, so we need to lower this. Get all of this. Yeah, that should be fine. And then hopefully stop that, go away. I need to work out how to make that tooltip go away. I've been looking at it for like 1 billion years without really thinking about it. It looks like... Oh, that's nowhere near horizontal yet. Hold on. We need to go all the way down to there-ish. That there. Then we have these little empty spots at the end, but I'm not too worried about that. Okay, hopefully that'll serve their parking needs. Let's see, our residential demand is up again, so we're just gonna keep going here. We're gonna try to get up to that 58K today. Not seeing any good infill opportunities here. Maybe I could put something down over here. There's a tree in the... it's in the divider, so I guess it can stay. What about here? Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's put down a simple little 2-lane road here, and we'll go down... How is that a 90-degree angle? Oh, I see. It's 90 degrees relative to the road it's crossing. I don't think we even need to do that. We'll just pop down a couple of flats here. And I could squeeze one more 4x4 in here, but I'm not going to, because that whole corner is going to get kind of weird if I do. But while we're here, we can go ahead and put down a little bit of commerce. I should probably look at our unemployment numbers, because I've been focusing a lot on residential and not a whole lot on commerce and offices. Look at how rough the terrain here is. At some point, I should go in and kind of redo the entire thing. But I don't think today is the day that we're going to do that. Okay. Well, I guess we can pop down some houses here. I'm sure they'll fill up. Let's make this a little bigger. There we go. And down on the slope as well, I suppose. Don't want to put huge houses in areas like this on these slopes because the foundations end up looking really funky. Funky, funky monkey. But like a 1x1 or 2x2, those are all fine. And here, well, let's try this. Just a little row of tiny houses there. 56,803 and increasing, that's good. This area here, absolutely suitable for some more residential. And this as well, because it'll just flatten out. Here and here. And here, I left a bunch of space here because, you know, I wanted these people to have nice roomy places to live, but the bottom line is you got to live somewhere, and these people will just have to deal with having a few more neighbors than they used to. I'm sure they'll be just fine with that once they meet them. They're all very nice people, I've been told. And that, and even there, and there. Okay, that was not what I was trying to do, but it doesn't matter. Okay. This, like I said, a little steep. Not that that stops me in other places, but we'll leave that be for now. 56.8. I'm burning through money, too. All right, and our residential demand is basically flatlining now, so let's give it a minute. See what's going on here. I still have these places with not enough customers, so maybe I need to do a better job of routing these guys. This guy is going... Oh, yikes. Yeah, that's a long ride. Where's he going? Out of town there, actually. Okay, he's taking that out of town. And yeah, there's no quick way to get from here to here. There used to be a freeway here before I started playing, but I modified the map. I took it out because I didn't want a freeway cutting through this island where I started. Wouldn't say I'm regretting that right now, but not ideal. Okay, how's our park doing? Five visitors so far. How excellent. How excellently excellent. That's going great. A whopping 5 visitors. And this is profitable. That's good. But a lot of raw material and not much else being output. In spite of the fact that we have a sawmill here. So here's what I'm thinking. We have a rail line here. We can either slap down a cargo terminal, or we can run a spur line out here and put down a cargo terminal. But the thing is, it's really close. So I think we'll just put a cargo terminal along the road here, along the existing rail. Yeah, that makes more sense. We don't need to do an entire spur line for, you know, a few hundred feet. So, cargo train terminal like that, and oh, that's almost perfect just by itself. I barely need to do anything. I think we'll put it right about here. And then we'll go ahead and hook everything up nicely. us rails. Give us a nice sweeping curve. Have to raise it a little bit, I think. Yeah, let's just raise... Well, no, I guess it's pretty much okay. But we are going to want a little branch off here. Let's go. Just stick close. No, you're being a little stubborn here. Oh, that looks beautiful. Exactly what I had in mind. Not. That should be okay, right? See if everything's properly connected. Would appear that everything is in fact properly connected. Oh, aren't you picky with your water supply and your power needs? So shall we power this from our windmills? Are we starting to demand too much from those two windmills I plopped down here? Well, maybe we are, maybe we aren't, but I think we can get enough power to run a little train station. There we go. All right, hopefully that will help with the availability of customers. Although right now it's still complaining, but I hope that'll go away soon enough. And then for the park, I think what we'll do is we'll add a bus line. I think one of these episodes, it's going to be time to create a new bus network. I'm tempted to just like delete the existing network entirely and focus on bus lines that serve a specific purpose. Rather than having these grid bus lines, we'll assume people are able to walk. Okay. That is our bus line to our campground. Oh, jeez. Ah, jeez. We got floating cars, folks. That looks like it's more or less horizontal, and we'll have to raise this corner up a little bit to make everything look normal. Speaking of normal, this doesn't need to be 4 lanes right there. That one section, we'll just turn that into a 2-lane, and it'll be just fine and dandy. All right, 56,917 residential demand is still low. Hopefully this will alleviate some of the issues we're having here. Where are these guys coming from? There are probably other industrial areas that are going to benefit from this, including, I just realized, oops, time to start emptying that out. Including Omnom Valley, because these guys have until now had to go a long way if they wanted to get to a train station. Now this guy's just going out of town, so that's not going to make a difference. Let's see, you? Yeah, he's going to the new cargo terminal now, so this will alleviate traffic a little bit across town, across the bridges. And maybe even at this intersection, which has always been kind of rough. Okay, quick sanity check. Okay, it's a good thing we did a quick sanity check because we are short on electricity. All right, well, this is our generator zone. We don't really have room to squeeze in any more power plants here. Let's see what we can do. I'm kind of okay with putting down a few more windmills here and connecting that up to the main grid. We've got decent wind levels here, and this is a nice looking place for them too. At least I like it. Let's not get too close to the park. Although, does it matter really that much? I don't think so. And then we'll run some more high power lines. I'm just going to run behind this so that we don't have to like intersect our power lines by a building. That just looks weird. We'll run it along the side of the road. Because I guess we're not really going to do any zoning here, and this will hook it up to the grid. What happened there? Something has gone awry. That last tower didn't place. Okay, there we go. And hopefully, once that comes online, and they appear to be online now, we'll be good. So let me just bulldoze these. These are no longer necessary. Check the power situation. Still not there. All right. Let's see. We need just a little more. Not a lot, but we definitely need more power. Also, this one's full and this one is now empty, so we can turn that one back on. Let's see. All right, so we need some juice down here. Let's see what we got. Ocean Thermal Energy Conversion Plant. That looks expensive. I'm running at a loss. I have been for a little while. I think that that park kind of hit us bad. 640 megawatts. I could delete all of our power plants, put down 2 nuclear plants and be done with it. But we'll go with, let's see, oil plant will give me another 120 megawatts, and we can put it over here. We have some power production already in place. Maybe not. It's a little steep. Let's see what else we've got here. Got a big old collection of windmills there. This is all stuff that I wouldn't be surprised if I expanded into at some point. We have a bit of power infrastructure here already, so let's pop it down right here, kitty corner. To the solar plant, and it actually kind of fits in right there. Okay, and that should be enough power for the foreseeable future. 56,927, but it's declining now, so we're very close to 58K, but we're not there yet. This is odd. Hold on a sec. Let me dose this and this. Can I lower this just a little bit without it getting weird? I mean, yeah, but it hasn't helped a whole lot either. All right, well, it is what it is. We have to have a connection here. Not optional. Let's see, at a 100-degree angle. I guess we'll just pull a straight line. That's a very, very shallow curve, and it's not really showing up as an option. Straight slope. That is not a straight slope. Why you gotta be like this, game? That actually does look better, I guess. Although I feel like now it needs to be a little higher. Yeah, it's kind of Skylines being Skylines, I guess. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Okay, so I guess we're on a downswing here. Let's check the statistics. We're just peaking. We're just hitting that downswing. Very close, but I don't think we're gonna make it this time. We'll have to wait until the next wave, and then we'll probably make it without having to do anything else, because I think we're good on capacity now. So I don't want to build into Omnom Valley too much because I still plan to expand this, honestly, as much as I reasonably can. I'd like to fill out the entire area with agriculture. If you remember a while ago, I talked about this being a service road and only allowing service vehicles, non-commercial vehicles. I changed that because I realized that it wasn't generating crazy traffic anyway, and now we have some parking here and some jobs at these sites, so it didn't make much sense. Let's see, this, not a big deal. This is a pretty busy road, but not a crazy busy road on this section. This area here is where it gets bad. Okay, our population is increasing again. Do we have like a police shortage here? Let's take a look. Got a station there, station there. This guy's just kind of caught in the middle. It's no big deal. They'll show up eventually. And in the meantime, you know, rub some dirt on it. Oh no, that was ambulances. What we could do is we could put down some residential towers here. Seems like a suitable place for it. Just, again, just on this side. The other side's closer to the houses. Not sure what the deal is with that. We don't have a whole lot of demand for residential still. It's there, but it's low. So, without going crazy, fire going to be able to get to this. Let's see, nearest fire station is here. I'm thinking that'll be just fine and possibly dandy. Fine and or dandy and or both. Fine and dandy. One of the hardest parts about doing YouTube videos is not knowing when to talk, but knowing when to shut up. I'm not very good at it. You may or may not have noticed. Put some more residential down here. We'll put another, just a big old cluster, whatever. We want to hit that 58,000. Those filled in pretty quickly, so that's good. Alright, do we have any horrendous blinking lights now? Is everybody more or less mollified? Yeah, everybody seems to have power where they need it. Do we have more infill opportunities around here? This is already pretty filled up. I mean, I could squeeze some stuff in, but that's not really how I roll. I do like to try to keep it more or less appealing. This area's gotten very wealthy. Lots of parks will do that. Yeah, I don't see a lot here. How about... I already did a bunch of infill here, and it filled out nicely. But I don't have a whole lot of extra opportunities here either. We're at 5762 now. What about here? I think I can get a few more houses down in the old area. We haven't looked at this in so long. I don't know if I had plans for this road or if it was an aesthetic decision not to put houses down along here. But right now the demand is just pretty high. I'd like to try to capitalize on it as well as I can, so we're going to do infill where we can infill. Even if it makes people mad. Speaking of which, this whole area here I could do something with. This is obviously Fort Fortley, which is nice. It's actually a much nicer park than the other one, even if it's tiny by comparison. But this area. I haven't looked at this area forever. Here's what we can do. We can take our 4-lane road and run it out to here. Go all the way over to here. Oh, seriously? No. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Hug the ground like that. Oh, that's steeper than I thought. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll, well, first of all, this is also a 4-lane road. Grid this up. We're gonna lose some houses here. I don't care too much. I feel like we need to do some revising here as well. So this might get a little bit destructive. And the only problem with that is it's going to cut down on the population we're trying to increase. That might be a little bad, but we'll take it as it comes. So right about there, and then right about there, I suppose. And now, come on, guys. When I click on something else, I kind of expect that anarchy tool to become deselected, but it doesn't seem to. Alright, this is kind of a weird intersection. And this probably doesn't need to be 4 lanes. Let's just go ahead and upgrade that to a standard 2-lane road here. And I'm going to try to recreate the roads as well as I can in the hope that these houses don't get demolished as a result. Too late. Actually, I'm not even going to worry about that. I'm going to be merciless. I shall be stately the merciless. And then here, okay, hold on. Let me zone this in first because we've lost some zoning. It should fill in quickly. I am sure. Perhaps not there, but here and here and all the way down here and all the way down here and you guessed it, all the way down here. Okay. The back stretch we'll leave B for now, but let's flatten this a little bit here. This guy, very steep, like crazy steep here. That's better. And then it slopes down on both sides there and kind of comes together at the end. I can feel kind of bad getting rid of so much terrain. I feel like flattening the whole place out kind of takes away some of the charm. But, you know, these are the concessions you have to make as an urban planner. I'll leave some space there. Actually, I'm not going to leave some space there. I'm just going to go ahead and put a road in right now. Should we do the same here? Yeah. I know they're not going to be happy about the extra density, but I think this is still valuable enough land that it'll work just fine. And like that, okay. That's pretty good. One minor issue here, I seem to have accidentally completely isolated this little section here, so I'm going to turn everything off except anarchy. This one, thank you. And we're going to freehand this. And they're mad that they have a road in front of their house now. Man, could you be whinier? Didn't I just turn everything off? I guess I didn't turn node snapping off. Turning node snapping off is a little dangerous because you get, like, occasionally you get filled nodes where two nodes end up too close together and terrible things happen. So hopefully this is not going to be one of those moments. Doesn't look like it. It looks like this is fine. Okay, let's see what we got now. We're gonna have to do a little rezoning here. Get some of these guys back in business. Zone this. Ah, shoot, we lost more houses than I was hoping for. Not the end of the world. Let's see. This should start filling in pretty quickly, I suspect. And now we're down to 56.9 because we lost some housing, let's be honest. I tore some down because I'm a bad man. While we're here, we'll do a little more infill. Some areas here that have been left open. I'm not quite sure why. Be fine for some offices. This, though, I had some vague idea for at one point, but you know what my new vague idea is? A large housing block. The beach view should end up being very valuable, I suspect. A little fire there, nothing to worry about. Here's a couple of infill opportunities. What is this? What have we got here? Oh, that's the local post office. Cool. What do you think? I think that should do just fine. Offices aren't really too bad on noise, so having houses next to offices, not usually much of an issue. Here we'll do some more of the large but low density commercial to fill this area in. It's got all of the infrastructure, so I don't see why we wouldn't. And hell, we could even put a little bit of high density down here and there. So this road, I originally never put anything big on it because of the amount of traffic it generated combined with the amount of bus traffic. I think I'm going to stick with that paradigm. I think we're going to leave that road more or less the way it is. But let's put down a little more commercial here and there. Our residential 56, 946, and dipping slightly, unfortunately. This is not filling out as quickly as I'd hoped, but there's not much for it other than to just give it some time. I thought I zoned that. So that's what we'll do. We'll give it some time. While we're at it, let's check our new industrial zone and park, if I can find it. Here it is. Okay, the park is, oh, look at that. It looks like a bus full of visitors just arrived. That's what I'm talking about. We're up to 94 visitors. We had 5. And look at that. All of those people are going to the campground. I always like these first-person views. They're fun. They do tend to remind me about how barren things actually look at the ground level. It's hard to do a big city and lots of detailing. You know, you can do a tiny city and have lots of detailing, or you can do a big city and come up with places you want to detail and like focus on certain sections. I'm generally happy to do that. I kind of like the idea of just having like highlighted areas where you put a little more time and effort into the detailing. Whoa, taking a wide turn there. This is a shame. It's too low, so it's kind of clipping through the terrain. It's probably fixable. I think that's stuff that can be modified in the first-person view mod. You can change the height and offset. Right now, I think I have it set for like trucks or something because I was playing around with time lapses. Where are you going? Fast walker. Cool. Anyway, this area kind of needs some highlights. You know what I'd like to do is put down some of the larger rock formations, I think. Not the World War II pillboxes. We should have a henge, is what we should have, but also just rocks. Just things to make this look more interesting, more varied. We already have like a lot of foliage, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with lots of foliage. But maybe the central area should be a henge. We could put it down here-ish. Have a secondary little trail heading towards it. Can we bulldoze, please? Just going to clear the central area out a little bit here. Yeah, something like that. And we'll start with a couple of these intact arches, maybe like this. Whoa. What did I do? What did I do? Not sure, I just hit the wrong button there somehow. Just kind of get a bit of a circle around this. And we'll grab some of these guys. How many different ones do I have to work with? Got a couple. Not a lot, but a couple. And then we'll have a couple of fallen ones here and there. It's weird. They vary in size, which is, you know, not a huge deal, but just a little strange. We'll have this weird mysterious rock in the middle with a couple of pillars on either side. Like that. And that's our mysterious henge. So let's run some kind of path up to and around it. Okay, I am pressing all the wrong buttons here. Park, nature reserve, that's a city park. That's a plaza. Come on, guys. Nature reserve. And we'll freehand this. Nope, not quite. Okay, let's try that again. First of all, I'm going to turn the anarchy off. Turn the grid back on. This is not going to do anything for actual visits because, you know, this is purely decorative, but that's not the point. Yeah, something like that. Let me just shuffle things around a tiny bit here. We'll move this one in some. Bend that out a little bit more. Let me just move this in a bit. Okay. And now we're going to want benches. Give me park benches. Oh, look at that. That's perfect. Just these tiny little things. Now what we need now is like a druid. Wonder if there's like a druid spawner we can put in. Like that, and lots of signs. Oh, they're gonna need so many signs. Not too many signs. No, lots of signs. Vacillating between no signs and all the signs. Like that. That's excellent. And we'll put some lighting down because, you know, it's Hengy. It needs lights. Actually, we'll put the lights by the signs. Like that. Beautiful. And now it needs some flowers. So let's see what we have in the way of flowers. Those are flower boxes. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for some wild flowers. These nice? And then I think we'll actually take the ones inside of the hedge out. Should we have a different material on the ground here? We could go for this. A little bigger than I anticipated. I'll throw a smaller brush size here and clean this up a bit. Something a little like that, I think. This is always hard to navigate. Hold on, let me start over. Let's just grab the right brush size and go like this. Done. All right, now at least it looks like the park has some kind of reason to exist, right? That's progress. Now, as far as like upgrading it, hold on, let me check the bus situation here. I think, okay, that bus has 5 passengers. That's not spectacular. And this one has 3. This is line 16. Eesh. And we have 12 vehicles on that line. Absolutely not. Nope, 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 nope. We're looking at like 4. Hell. 3. There's no way we have 12 buses riding that line up and down. That's just absurd. Mind you, it does also go here. This thing still doesn't have enough materials. How is this possible? Anybody want to explain this to me in the comments? We got these plantations with not enough buyers, and right around the corner we have a sawmill with not enough material. We've got a perfectly full log yard here. I don't know what the deal is. I just don't know. We are, however, making money. That's good. We're importing product? Seriously? Oh, come on. All right. All right. I am not pleased with this, but I'm just kind of mystified about how this stuff works. So we have the sawmill. Let's put down a pellet plant. Space already occupied, blah, blah, blah. What about here? Slope too steep. I don't think the game wants me to have a pellet plant. Here. It's on a curve, so I haven't really anticipated putting actual orchards on the curves, but I think that's a perfectly okay place for a pellet plant. And hopefully these guys will eventually stop complaining, although they haven't yet. Well, I'm just going to stubbornly continue expanding this because, well, because I'm a stubborn bastard. So let's put a tiny little curve in there. And then go straight for a bit. And then we'll pop down some new orchards. I'm totally all about going overboard here. What is this actually? That's a sapling field. They all generate the same thing. But a couple of fields of sapling seems like it would fit in just fine and, you know, add a little bit of variety. Then we can do some small sapling fields or small plantations here. Right at the end of the zone here. So there's not a whole lot I can do. Well, I can fit a few things in on the curve here. Doesn't look great on the curve, but whatever. Is this because I turned all the snapping off? No, snapping's on. And stop being weird. Sewage facilities, almost there. Population 57,044 and dipping slightly, which means we're still not there. We're still not at 58K. Hold on a second. How are our blimps doing? I haven't thought about our blimps in like forever. This one, we should expand that line to also visit our new park. I just kind of like the idea of people going to large major tourist attractions by blimp. It appeals to me. Well, there we go. All right, so quick progress report. We are getting a fair amount of visitors to our park now. We're up to 460 visitors total. Should level up soon enough, and we should have enough entertainment to level up to 5. No time flat. So that's coming along. We got a lot of people waiting for a bus here now. Are those buses coming? I know, I cut it down to 3 buses. Maybe I shouldn't have. But they're still not full, you know? So, whatever. This one, nope, not full. And the third one, on its way back here, is in fact full. Okay, I'll tell you what, let's take another look here. The number 16 line. It's this guy right here. We've got a lot of people waiting here. All right, we'll go up to 4. Up to 4 buses. That's the wrong button. All right. Hello, can I? Oh, great. Yeah. Thanks, cap locks. Caps lock. There, I can't actually close it. Well, didn't quite make it, but we are getting there. Hopefully next episode we'll finally hit that 58,000. If not, I am going to start slapping down apartment buildings in every single corner I can find. So help me God. But until then, thank you all for watching. I appreciate your patronage. As always, don't forget to follow me on YouTube. Hug your children. Be kind to each other. And I will see you all next time. Peace out.